funny feeling this is going to be a trick question.
Is it true that you studied dubbing for 6 years at Juilliard?
That's correct. I was trained by the illustrious master Joshua Seth. Anything that I do, I owe to him.
Wow.
Do you have another question, Joshua Seth?
What's he like?
He is the most extraordinary man.
Now tell us what he's really like.
Oh, he's a jerk.
I thought
He never
so.
lets me have my own spotlight. He always has to do something. Just kidding. He's a great guy.
Oh.
Just wanted to ask, my limited experience of your different roles, I tend to associate you with certain big, booming, impressive voices. I just wondered what sort of range of voices you have on your show reel.
Well, it's funny because most people are like, oh, you know, you do the voice of Yu-Gi-Oh, and some people don't even realize that I do the voice of the little boy as well. I think I've gotten a lot of work for, you know, sort of the big booming voice that I can do, because I guess that's, I don't know, somewhat harder to find or that sort of thing. And also, in Japan, the custom for the voicing of little boys, it's usually done by women, because they don't have to run into the problem of actually casting a real little boy who grows up and then his voice changes. You know, women can always have their sort of, you know, higher range. But I actually really enjoy doing more character-y stuff, more absurd stuff. I probably shouldn't share this, but there's this really sort of like, are you guys familiar with South Park? Is that okay? So you know how that humor can be a little off-color, right? Well, there was this Japanese show called The Ping Pong Club, which is kind of vulgar and that sort of a thing. And I was cast as this really stupid American. And so, let's see if I can remember how to do it.
So he would kind of talk like this all the time, and it was like he was so dumb, he wasn't even exactly sure how to pronounce the words as they were coming out of his mouth,
you know. But that's not exactly what they associate with Yu-Gi-Oh, and I wasn't sure how off-color the show was, so I did it under an assumed name, which I forget what I used. But you know, actors love exploring the range, or most actors do, so... But I do sort of get pigeonholed in sort of the manly, masculine, hello, godly voice, yes. I was kind of wondering, you know, do people actually think that I walk around in life like that all the time, you know? I'm going to do my laundry, yes. Pass me the milk, thank you. Could I have some change? So, but good question.
I want to see you work at McDonald's with that voice.
Would you like fries with that?
No, firstly, Dan, no, I'm not trying to stalk you, just in case you're a bit scared already.
I would be flattered if you would. My girlfriend, not so much.
I was just wondering, what's your take on the relationship between Yugi and Yami? Do you think there's sort of something a bit more than friendship there, or?
Well, not. We always joke that it's a little sexual, because it's always, that's sort of like the easy joke to make, and it's like, he has his grandfather's deck and the Yu-Gi-Oh's inside him, and But the more meaningful relationship obviously is that we don't have parents for Yugi, for the boy. We have the grandfather figure, and so I've always sort of thought of their relationship as more of a father-son sort of thing. And Yugi is innocent and sweet and very kind. And the Pharaoh, as we are initially introduced to him, he's stern and very aggressive, almost too much so. I haven't read the mangas where the whole show came from, but apparently there's scenes depicted in that where, like, the Pharaoh's ready to cut off somebody's hand if they mess with the kid, And I think what the relationship becomes is that Yugi's innocence helps to even out Yami's, aggression, and Yami's aggression and confidence helps to instill a sense of strength into Yugi. So I think, that's sort of the more meaningful aspect of their relationship, but it's obviously much more fun to joke that they're gay.
Hi, Dan, it's us again.
Hey, what's up?
I was just wondering, is it really difficult trying to be Yugi and Yami at the same time?
Fortunately, I don't have to do them simultaneously. So, but it's not difficult because we go through the session one character at a time. Actually, when we initially started, we weren't exactly sure how we were going to approach it. So we did go from like line to line. So it's like, oh, now Yugi speaks and now Yami speaks. But then we realized that made it very difficult to keep the characters consistent to themselves, if you know what I mean. So typically when we're doing a session, I'll do Yugi first, and then I'll do Yami. It's not odd for me to kind of work off myself because in real life I talk to myself all the time. So it comes somewhat naturally. But that's a good question.
Over here.
When you're talking to yourself, are you talking to yourself in like all your different voices? Do you use multiple voices?
Just my pathetic self that I am. So it's not a lot of range there, unfortunately.
All right. If a car is traveling 20 miles per hour east...
Yes. If a car is traveling 20 miles per hour, go ahead.
If a car is traveling 20 miles per hour east...
Yes.
And another one is traveling 30 miles per hour
Yes.
west, at what point would they collide, assuming that they were 250 kilometers apart? Now it's kilometers, not miles.
The answer is...
Give me that.
Exodia obliterate.
I'll have to double check the math on that, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
That's good. 1 + 1 equals.
Hey, buddy, got a dead cat in there or what?
You asshole.